All right, so I hope everyone shared your details in the chat box. Anyone missed out, so please provide your details. So we are here for Azure class, Azure Data Engineering, Azure Data Factory, and different services that we're going to discuss. So before going to this course, we will first understand what is BI process. Okay, this is very, very important. You go any tool in the market. You go any tool in the market. First, we need to understand what is BI and what is a BI process. Anyone know what is BI and what is BI process? Anyone here? And what is Azure? Anyone know where we use the Azure? Yes, anyone know what is BI?
Business intelligence.
Business intelligence, correct. What we do in BI?
We need to analyze the business.
We will do the analysis. Any other point? What is the cloud? Come on, what is BI? So you have a really lot of BI tools, right, in the market when you go Ameerpet, BI tools. Right, lot of BI tools. Yes. Santosh, Ramya Krishna. Any questions? Ramya. Anyone know what is BI? Okay, no problem. So before going to this, just guys, please provide your details, your name, your phone number, your email address, so that we have planned two demos actually, demo 1 and demo 2. So demo 1 and demo 2 I have planned, because in one demo I cannot complete the entire course, what we are discussing, what we are doing, the Azure awareness, right? We cannot cover in one demo. So I request the management to arrange two demos so that I can explain the detailed information about Azure in first demo. And in second demo, I'm going to show you the services in Azure, with a practically creation, practically or creation part in Azure portal. So to start with this process, we just require two things. One is required is system. Other one is required internet. One more thing is required is Azure account. So you can start your projects, cloud projects. So before going to this process, let me tell you about my background. So currently I'm running almost 6 classes in the day. Morning from 7 a.m. we have a Fabric batch, Microsoft Fabric. 8 a.m. we have a Azure batch, sorry, Fabric batch again. Then 9 a.m. recently we completed a batch for Azure and we planned for Azure batch. And there are few members are already confirmed in this batch, 3 or 4 members. 3 4 members are already confirmed in this batch, and we already formed the group, and I am there in the WhatsApp group. Okay, and evening we have right now running batch is 5 p.m. that is for Azure. 6 p.m. batch is running for MSBA, which I am taking again, and 7 p.m. again it is running the Fabric for 1 to 1 for the other country people. Okay, so this many batches are running on a Fabric and on Azure. So you can think how a big market it is. So right now we are in this real world where we are working with AI. Still we have a job opportunity on data engineering or data factory on Azure and BI. Because still, as you see, the data software jobs has completely gone because of the AI. Software jobs are completely gone because of the AI. But as a data engineer, as a BI developer, still we have lot of opportunity. Why? Because we are not still adapted, or it is not a process of any AI. We need to develop the process. We need to have manually, we need to work it. That's the reason we have lot of opportunity. Those people are coming from their profile to our profile. They are coming from different backgrounds to this background. Why? Because lot of jobs on this. Software jobs are completely gone. Software means software engineering jobs, not the BA jobs. But data analysis somewhat is occupied by Copilot. That is what we are working all the components inside Azure, not only reporting. We are working with analysis, we are working on data engineering, we are working on databases, we are working on ETLs. So this is not right now is not an option for AI. That is what we have lot of big market right now for data engineering for Azure on Fabric and MSBA. Power BI jobs are completely gone. They require a combination of the ETL knowledge. Otherwise, they are not getting calls nowadays. Why they are not getting calls nowadays? Because they just cannot be strict on one tool. If you want to go in the market, you need to learn a lot of other tools also. I'm not saying to learn different tools, the tools which are going to useful for your project, and that is relevant to your project, and that is relevant to your tools. So that is the reason we are here in Azure. We will covering all those type of services which is required for your data engineering work, which is going to cover data engineering, data analysis part, or data science part. So just remember, guys, so we can still survive in the market next 8 to 10 years. Next 10 years, we don't have any option for AI. AI is just implemented Copilot inside a Power BI, just for a data requirement purpose. That development still it is AI is not adopted in the data engineering side. Everything we have to manually give a input, manually we have to develop it from scratch. Same jobs if you see for software engineering, Java, PHP, or some other programming languages, everything the code is getting written by your AI. Our code is only going to tell you the process, not the code. Our work is not a code, our work is the process. So that is the reason still we have next to 10 years to 12 years we can survive in the market with these technologies right now. And upon this, if any AI comes, we can learn that component. So that is the reason as a data engineering, we are also helping to the artificial intelligence to provide your data in a transform form. That is one of the group that we are helping you. So that's the reason we have a lot of batch running in the current situation along with this one. This is only I am going to take these modules Fabric, MSBA, and Azure. And the other sir, Vinay sir, is going to take the Power BI work. And some Balaji sir is taking some other component MSBI. Some Sridhar sir is taking the SQL work. And some Informatica I was taking. So different jobs for different profile for BI. Different tools that we have. So why only Microsoft BI? Why we are selecting Microsoft? Anyone know why people are looking only for Microsoft when we talk about from scratch MSBA, SSAES, then we have a Power BI, then we have a Azure BI, then we have a Fabric BI, then we have some other BI related to Microsoft. Why Microsoft only? Why we are selecting Microsoft products only? Anyone know? Anyone know what is the advantage of Microsoft products? What is the useful of Microsoft products? They're comfortable. They're comfortable, low code, no code process, no code process. Even you come from non-technical background or you come from different background, other background which you are working on other technologies. You work on other technologies, people can easily swap their jobs. The people are working on SAP, they can show that they are working in Microsoft. People are working in some Informatica, they can show that they're working in this one. People are working in Power BI, they can show them that they're working in Azure. So this is like easy to enter into the companies. The process is very easy. The tool is very easy. Not only I'm talking about Azure, you take any Microsoft product, whether you take MSBI or you start with your SQL also. MS SQL I'm talking about. Microsoft SQL. If you don't know commands, Microsoft giving you GUI method, graphical user interface. That is what the people love about the Microsoft. Their products are very user-friendly products. And it will not take much time to understand those products. So that is what I was started my job from Wipro, IBM. I worked with Henkel, one of the client I worked. Right now, I'm working with one of the company called Digitron as an assistant manager, team lead, working with APAC region, EMEA region, on a project called telecommunication project. So the entire my experience, whatever I'm having 10 plus years experience, entire into the Microsoft BI, Microsoft BI certified professional. So I'm taking a classes from last 8 plus years of experience, starting with MSB. Now I am with a professional with Fabric, Azure, MSB. That is what 3 batches I'm running every day. You can go and just ask in the institute as well. You can ask my old students. They're running 3 batches, 3 different courses. So it is not like you directly jump to this one. So in Azure, there is a many other services are there. So before going to this any course, not only about I'm talking about Microsoft product, you take Power BI, you take Tableau, you take ClickView, you take Informatica, you take SAP tools, you take Cognos IBM tool, you take some other tools, SAP tools, or AWS tools, that Glue we can say, and you take some other tools, ETL tools. These are the different BI tools. These are the different BI tools. Now we have a cloud called Azure. We have a Fabric cloud. We have some AWS or GCP cloud. These are the new cloud technologies for a BI. Earlier we were working with on-premises. Now we are in the position to work with a cloud. After COVID, many people are working only in the cloud. Or many jobs are only hybrid jobs. Hybrid job means or completely work from home jobs. Now it is a rotational hybrid rotationals after the COVID. So many companies They are moving towards the cloud. Now you will get most of the jobs like migration or new development on cloud side. So that is what we need to learn, at least a cloud services whenever whatever the background you come from. So this course is not required any specific background, guys. You come from degree, you come from diploma, any background will be sufficient. Or you already working as a professional, some other technologies, you can also switch to this job. Sir, I have already 10 years experience in other tool. Okay, I'll show you how to move, how you can show this 10 years experience into your Microsoft Azure. I'll show you. Sir, I'm already working in BPO. Yes, no problem. Nobody will, the HR is not going to see your what project you are working at, what company having projects, nobody will disclose. This is completely entirely handover on your the interview questions, what they ask, whether you able to answer that interview questions or not, that is more important. It is upon you how you handle the interview. So people are think like roles and responsibilities. Role and responsibilities are those which is mentioned in the resume. No, the roles and responsibilities are those which you work morning 9 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. That is your roles and responsibility which interviewer is asking. The roles and responsibilities not like what you know, Power BI, Azure. No, what is your actually work apart from the development? What is your other work? Ad hoc work is there, support work is there, ticketing part is there, raising the issues are there, fixing the issues are there. This is your work morning 9 to 6. Nobody, you are not a big developer who work morning 9 to 6 p.m. entirely development. Nobody work on development from morning 9 to 6. Okay, requirement comes, will work. But apart from that, what is your job? This is the extra work you do. You people don't know this work. This is all we will be doing under the Azure. This is your extra work. Extra work. This is expecting this people don't know who come from different background, they don't know this is the work. Apart from this, we will work in roles and responsibility. This is the one they were expecting. They'll simply catch you whether you are an experienced person or not by understanding this real time. So in my regular classes, mostly I'll focus on practical sessions rather than giving the definitions. Okay. So all right. So from here, we'll understand what is BI process first. Then I'll show you there are many diagrams are there are many PPTs are there. I'll take you into that. First, we'll understand the basic component of BI. If you understand the process of BI, where we use Azure, MSBI, Fabric, Power BI, then you can move any tool. When you understand the BI, you can move any tool, not a problem. Okay. Let's understand what is the BI process first. So I'm not going to give you much technical terminologies today. I'll show you with a basic terminologies. Okay. Let's example, you take a supermarket business. Okay. We'll take one basic supermarket business. You take Walmart, D-Mart, whatever it is. I'm from business background. I don't know technologies, techniques, whatever you're using it. I don't know anything. I'm a just investor. I'm a just business owner or users. I'm just invested money in the business to start the supermarket. So as a customers, what we do as a customers, we go to the supermarket and we purchase some products, right? And we pay the bill amount over there in billing. Whether it's online, offline, we pay the billing. So when you observe, then when you go to the billing in supermarket, you will find some billing counter. In that billing counter, the application was developed in Java, .NET, C Sharp, whatever it is. That is not our headache. Our headache will be start with the data. See, your entire process, your entire work will be data. Your entire career will be data only. Whether it is a whatever the format, structured format, semi-structured format, or unstructured format. This complete data you need to convert into the information. That is only your BI work, no other work. BI works are BI works are whatever the data you get, audio, video, document, different formats, Parquet, XML, CSV, TXT, Excel, many formats. Your work is to deliver the information to the business team. Why? Because they are going to take with the information whatever you provided. Your work is to provide the information so that they can take the proper decisions on the business. If you don't give a proper information, that is what you go any companies, there is a BI developers are required. Companies start BI developers are required. That is what we are have a evergreen process, evergreen market, evergreen jobs. It is not like depend on softwares are there and softwares are down, market crash, our job is not there. No, we are evergreen. You require data engineering, you require data analysis. Wherever the business start, data analysis are required. To provide the data analysis, data engineers are required. To bring the data, we need to go through BI process. So these are the process. This is the process. I'll show you now. So you'll get a clear idea. So as a customer, they purchase the products, right? The purchase of products, the product price, the quantity, the discount amount, the sales amount, everything they will capture inside one system. But there is a huge customers are there. It is difficult to save in the system. What you want? You want hard disk, right? You want a big storages. What is that big storages? It may be anything. The storages generally we use hard disk for your system if it is full. But in the real time, we use big storages, data centers we call, whether it's in terms of files, in terms of CSV, in terms of Parquet, in terms of XML, in terms of JSON, or people have databases, they use the databases, the MS SQL, MySQL, Oracle, or they use the cloud, they use the cloud databases, cloud storages. So these all are live storages we call live storages or online storages, online analytical transaction processing. These are live storages, and we store only 1 day data. 1 day data only. Why 1 day data? Anyone know why 1 day data we store in online in the live servers, in the live storages? This is live server, live server, live storages. My user is expecting, sir, I want to know the product wise or year wise or month wise sales from last 5 years. There is a requirement. I am just storing 1 day data. How can I give a 5 years of data to this user, which is asking, which is not possible for me? So earlier, if you see 10 years back, 10 year, 20 years back, in a bank also, when you go to bank, credited, deposited, or whatever it is, operations are done, they're maintaining in Excel. After 5 p.m., when bank closed, they will move this data into the databases live online, and next day you will go with the passbook. You will get to know that having entries in your passbook, you'll get to know, okay, credited, deposit, whatever it has happened. Earlier there was a operations that way, but now you do Google Pay, Phone Pay, immediately your account will get transacted. You have a transactions data. So but I want to analyze the historical data, 5 years of data. It is not possible here. Why? Because we are performing DML operations. DML operations. Anyone know what is DML operations? What is the DML operations? Anyone know? What we do in DML operations? Insert, update, delete. So your store is closed. Start with morning 9 a.m. and it will close 9 p.m. In between, these operations are performing. Somebody will come as and purchase a new product. They're going to insert the data. Somebody they want to exchange the product. They'll update the data. Somebody wants to return the product, they will delete the entries. This is operations are performing. That is the reason earlier we were hiring the SQL developers. Why? Because they are going to write a query for me and they will generate in Excel the report. But now the job is gone. Excel job is gone, developer jobs is gone because of reporting tools, BI tools. Now I am going to maintain a process, BI process. What BI process? End-to-end process I'll maintain, automation process I'll maintain. Everything automation. I will extract this data by using a component called ETL, whatever the format it is. I'm going to extract this data. I'm going to clean this data. I'm going to transform this data. I'm going to load this data. Generally, what the chef will do in the restaurant, the chef work is to, if somebody wants the chicken biryani, what they will do, chef, he will start cooking it, he will clean it, he will put the ingredients, he will put some logics, he will cook the food, and after that he will give that food to the person who can serve to the end users. Similarly, we are doing the same thing with the data. We are cooking the data here by using the ETL developers. So the same data, we are moving this data into the data lake or data warehouses. So every day data after 9 p.m. the system is not running, system is ideal. That time I will extract, because the systems are not running, transactions are not there. After 10 p.m. nobody is there in the store. I'll start my process, automation process. I'll schedule here. What I'll do, I'll schedule the process for 10 p.m. Immediately the data will get loaded here. The data, here in data warehouse, readable data, years of data, historical data, and years of data we can maintain inside a data warehouse. Inside your data warehouse, we call here as OLAP system. We call this one as OLAP system. That is a data warehouse. OLAP, online analytical processing systems. And lastly, what we'll do, there is a report developer who's sitting here. Whether they come from Power BI, whether they come from SSRS, they come from paginated reports, Tableau, ClickView, what is their work? So SQL work, they are doing it here. They write a SQL queries in Power BI. Report is nothing but a query, and they will schedule, they will automate, they'll automate the process. They'll automate the process. Instead of doing manual work, they will directly deliver this report in format to the end users, whether in Power BI, whether in SSRS, whether in Tableau or ClickView, whatever it is. But from where they're extracting, from here they're extracting. But again, there's a performance issues, because here we are maintaining the years of data, the overall repository data it is. Repository data means all countries data you are maintaining it. But I am working for, my developers are working only for India region. So for that, again, I have to call the data engineer or ETL developer. Then I am going to ask to that people, please help me to bring the chunks of databases, that is called data marts. India region separately, US data separately, UK data separately. I want to maintain separate databases. USA, this is for India, and this is for USA, and this is for UK data. And this process we call data marts process. Data marts. And again, we require ETL developer here. Again, some companies like JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Henkel, they use concept called analysis services, because they has a business data, a very business data, or big data. They want to analyze operations, calculations, summarized, big concepts, multi-dimensional way they want to analyze. Again, I'm going to store my all my calculations, my summary, or logics, my logics and other operations I'll maintain in cubes. There is a multi-dimensional model, a tabular model or multi-dimensional model. There is another database, cube database. Again, for that also we require again ETL developer. No, I just want to maintain summary, years of data summary I want to maintain. So I can maintain a summary data also. Just I want to get the summary data. I don't want any other data. Summarized data, databases. Again, ETL developers are required. So you can see how much the work you have for ETL development. How much the work you have a ETL development. And you can do a query from wherever you require. You want from here, you want from here, you want from here, or you want from here. Wherever you require, you can do the query. You can design the reports. And their work is only when you have a data. Otherwise, they are not going to do anything. If client raise this is not the correct data, they will going to solve this issue? No, they're not going to solve this issue. So that work we going to do the extra part. So that is what I'm talking about here. The extra your work is, if any issues come, data related issues come in the report they designed, who is going to solve this issue? We are going to solve these issues again. So they will route this data to us. They will route, how they will route? In a form of ticketing platform. They will route in the form of ticketing platform, because you are sitting in India, the client is raising from the US, they don't know you are the developer. There is a intermediate platform. We have a ticketing platform, Jira, Remedy, ServiceNow, different tools they have for ticketing. So this will be raised and this team will be raised back to, we need to backtrack from where we are getting this data. These all are on premises. These all are happening in the on premises. But we are not talking about on premises. We want a cloud. Then where is the cloud here? So Microsoft come across with a Fabric and Azure concept with a form of cloud. What is that? So this cloud, Microsoft, what they're saying is, in on-premises, you need to purchase the operating system, you need to purchase the systems, you need to purchase a license. For data storages, if you have a 500 GB of data, example, you have a 500 of GB of data, example, and you want to increase more 1 TB. Let's take a system laptop. You have a capacity of 1 TB only, but you want to increase one more TB. How you will increase that? Sir, I'll increase by external hard disk. Okay, understand. After you adding that, your system performance will decrease. Observe that. The complete operation will get lag. So, and many approval is required just to increase of 500 of GB in on-premises. It's not easy. IT team is required, approvals are required, and this justification you have to do, and you have to see all the perspective, whether it is supports any failures, everything we have to see. You need to purchase the ETL tools, Visual Studios, Enterprise. You need to purchase the SQL Server license, enterprise license, very costly. For data warehouse also, okay, you use the same license, but it is very costly. So what Microsoft is saying that to us, for any projects, whether it's small projects or it's a big industry projects, Microsoft come across a concept called cloud, the concept called cloud, and they're asking you just come to our store. The store name they given is Azure, and you can purchase any kind of product. You want virtual machine, they're giving you. You want storages, you don't need to maintain a data center. They will store the data storages. They want a data factory, you can come. There is a powerful ETL tool is there. Not only structure, any format it supports. Yes. They want data warehouse, Synapse database is there. Synapse is there, which is serverless, dedicated SQL Glue, and analytics also there. Okay. You want data marts, there is a data marts is there. There's a database is there, database is there. So you just come to our portal and just order it what you want. And you just pay as you go. Pay as you go. On behalf of you, somebody is working and they are storing the data inside the data center. The cloud means definitely backend. It's going to store in data center. You are using Google Drive, G Drive. Ever observe like 15 GB where it is storing? You are acting like a virtual. From any place you are accessing it. That's good. But where the data center is, you don't know. Google is maintaining that. Similarly, here you can decide where you want the data center. That is the advantage for your project. In India, US, UK, wherever you want data center, you can select. And you pay if you are using it. If you are running a process, pay. If you're not running in the night process, no, don't need to pay. If you're storing, how much you store, you pay. Unlimited storage, no time limit. And how much GBs of data you're maintaining, pay for that. How much data query you are doing it, pay for that. Same license. Same license. So this all entire project now is moving towards the cloud with a very simple process. And you no need to take any installation, a big headache. Separate team is required. If data is gone, who is going to roll back the data? There is a DBA team separately I have to hire for my project. Now you no need to hire. They have a inbuilt the redundancy policies. So to start with this Azure, they are just asking you to come to our portal. There is a portal called azure.com to, or to work with the development portal.azure.com. So you have to just go through this portal.azure.com, or if you don't know how to create account, first you need to log in the azure.com. In this azure.com, you can start with a free, and you will have, so free account. See, generally when you go Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra, you will order a product. This is also same like in terms of technologies, we are ordering the products. For that, you need a payment. Microsoft giving you free 200 USD dollars in Indian currency, 18,000 rupees they are giving you for free for one-time user. So one-time user they're paying you 18,000 credit they're paying you. We can practice for a free. We can work. We can practice with this free account. Now I want to order a product. Let's see how to order. To order a product, go to the portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. In this portal, so we generally using a pay as you go premium account. This is my products. This is my services. This is my resources. These are the recently used services. You want data analysis, go with the data lake. You want ETL development, go with the ETL development. You want storages, go with the storages. You want to work with ETL, you can work with ETL. You want to work with directories, you work with the directories. You want to alert, you can use the logic apps. You can design free templates, and you pay how you are working it, how much you are using it. So you want to see how much my billing is for last 12 months? Go and see it. So this is my subscription. This is my subscription. Cost analysis. Cost analysis. Don't worry, practically we'll show in the next session. We have less time. So next class, practically I'll show you everything. Now whatever we discussed, this picture, This picture I'll show you how to create in Azure. Very simple way. And in on-premise, very difficult to analyze, difficult to create, difficult to manage. That very simple way we can do in the cloud. This is my project, recent project, which is charged me around 200 rupees in this project. You can see the pie chart. This is a drill through report, drill through. The moment I click the 63 rupees in a Vinay Tech underscore resource group is charged. So that 63 rupees in which services I spent. More I spent on Azure Data Factory, more I spent on databases, more I spent on storages, bandwidth in this location, in this particular days. And my invoice for last 12 months or 2 years, 3 years, whatever invoice you want. See, this is my invoice, billing. This is my billing, invoices billing. This is the charges you no need to pay. Microsoft is going to give you 200 USD dollar, 18,000 rupees in Indian currency. With that, we can practice. You want to share with the invoice with your client, you can share the invoice with the client also by downloading it. So practically, we can see where we have charged the amount, on which services it was charged. You can easily see here. Virtual machine it charged, the database is charged, the key vault is a very big concept again. Storages we charged, data lake we charged, data factory we have. Right? These are the services that we are working in daily basis. In this my last invoice. So what are the services that we are covering it in our course? So this many services that we are covering, the storages, pricing, Azure SQL, again a big concept, data lake, analytics, synapse analytics, the analysis, the virtual machines, ETL. Each module you have a multiple different submodules we have. So these are the topics that we are covering on daily basis. SSIS is a previous tool. You people know how it is came in the market. Previously we have ETL SSIS. Previously we have our storages. Previously we have Power BI. Before Power BI, anyone know what is the tool was there? What was the tool was there before Power BI? What tool we are using for reporting? Anyone know?
SSRS.
SSRS, exactly. The patient reports we are developing it. Correct. For SSIS, we are using Data Factory. For SSAS, we are using the Synapse Analytics. The same concept, just they have migrated to the cloud. And very less pricing they have doing in the Azure cloud. So this all we will be covering in regular classes. Okay. So the activities, data pipeline, link services, parameters, the integration runtimes, type of loading process, everything we will be covering in regular classes. The practically I'll show you. We'll take one case studies, how to move the data from the on-premises to cloud. I'll show you practically one exercise, one or two exercise in the next class. Okay. So I have one more session.
SSIS also covered, sir.
Yes, SSI is also covered. That is the basic first we need to understand. Because lot of job on SSIS also. These all SSIS topics. These all full load, delta load, incremental load. These all SSIS topics. This is very first we need to understand the history of data factory. You just go data factory means if he'll ask you, because the projects are like migration project. I told you, right? The projects are like, when you go SSIS, the projects are like this way. So SSIS already developed project, which is already developed project. And they asking you same logic they want me to implement in data pipelines in data factory. SSIS already developed project. They, in case of any failures are there. In case of any failures are there or change requests are there, they ask you to do it. So same thing we do in the pipeline. If there's a data factory, you got a scratch project. That's very good. development project. If you got development new project, that's very good. You can work from scratch. In data factory also, it is already developed project. This is also a developed project. So you need to work on support projects, like fixing the issues of failures or change request. These all components you have to work, or data related issues or ticketing part. Okay, this all you have to work along with data ad hoc request. So how it will be, what it will be in next session, I'll show you. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts so far?